Please have your seats. We're about to begin. Okay. All right. Today's June 18th. It's 6:04. We're a little bit late this evening. Liz, would you please call the roll? I'm sorry. We're about. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. All right. Liz, please call the roll. I'm sorry, July 23rd. I got the wrong date. I'm sorry. Today's July 23rd. 6:05. Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie.
Here.
Councilmember Bax.
Here.
Councilmember Miles.
Here.
Councilmember Zajac.
Here.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Here. Mr. Miles is going to lead us in our invocation today.
Heavenly Father, we come before you with humble hearts, seeking wisdom, clarity, and strength as we gather to serve our city. We thank you for the opportunity to lead, listen, and to make decisions that impact the lives of the people we represent. Guide our decisions tonight. Let our words be fair, our actions be just, and our motives be pure. May we put aside personal agendas and focus on what's best for the people of Niagara Falls. Give us patience in disagreement, courage in decision-making, and unity in our shared commitment to progress. Bless our residents, our businesses, and all those who make up our city. Protect those in need and uplift struggling, and remind us that true leadership is about service. Make everything we do tonight reflect the integrity, respect, and genuine desire to move our city forward. In your name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have no presentations this evening. And so we're going to go right to,
Jim, move your mic.
okay, sorry. So we have no presentations tonight, and we're going to go right to the agenda item speakers. I will tell you that we have rules this evening. Because we have such a long agenda, we're going to enforce the three-speaker rule. And your agenda items, according to the rules, you can only speak on up to 3 items. So we're going to adhere to that this evening also. The last couple of weeks, like I said, we had more time. We were kind of lenient with the rules, but tonight we have such a large agenda, and we need to get these things done before the end of the break. We're going to enforce these. So with that, Liz, would you please call the first speaker? When you come, please identify the item you're speaking on and your residency. Thank you.
Our first speaker is Tim Huther. Agenda items number 6 and 8.
Good evening. I'm here again to express the union's displeasure about the city trying to eliminate a job. We would never support eliminating a job. As you can see on their agenda, the first 6 items that you have are for change orders for contractors. Obviously, contractors are a lot more expensive than city workers. The first option when it comes to city workers, rather than for the DPW and streets, is not to offer an increase in pay, which is for other things, including the administration. No, we'd rather contract it out. Well, if you look at your first 6 agenda items, you'll see tonight alone is $98,137.53 for those contractors, just for the change orders. That's just for where they have gone over what they've estimated. City workers, we don't have that. We are shorthanded. We are behind. You want to combine 2 jobs tonight, which I've spoke on the last 2 meetings. Forestry Department is years behind. The DPW is months behind when it comes to cutting grass. Everybody, I'm sure, would agree we have a lot of grass that needs to be cut. Now, there were comments made through the press about the city shortage, the workforce shortage has been addressed. That is not true. The city workforce that's been addressed are the non-union employees that the city doesn't seem to have a problem saying, oh, we'll increase the pay to attract more candidates so we can fill those positions. Get on the city's website and you'll see no less than 25 vacant jobs. Those jobs, some of those jobs have been on there for months, okay? Why are we not doing that for everybody? Why are we only doing that for just for the non-union people? The unions are not being treated fairly. We're not being treated the same. You want your city to be cleaned up. You want the city to be taken care of. We're going to be out there tomorrow during that heat advisory, paving streets, okay? We're going to have parks workers out cutting grass. When it's snowing outside and nobody wants to go outside, there's a snow emergency, we're still there. We need our workforce to be reinforced. We need to be reinforced. Our workforce needs to be refilled. Eliminating this job is a step backwards and is going to make the city services provided less. We need to vote this away again. You need to postpone it. Instead of postpone it, make it go away. It's not going to work. Thank you.
Our next speaker, thank you. Our next speaker, excuse me, thank you. Our next speaker is Patty Weiss. Is Patty available? She left? Okay, sorry, Patty. Our next speaker is Jim Briggs, agenda item 11.
I think if you'll look close at the agenda items, I want to speak on agenda item 11 and 8. I think there's two there. My name is Jim Briggs. I'm president of the Niagara Orleans Central Labor Council, which is the umbrella organization that covers all the unions throughout Niagara and Orleans County, throughout New York State, and throughout the nation. I'm here to speak on the fact that kind of echo some of what Tim said, but in a different way. You know, over the years, prior to my recent retirement, I negotiated contracts with this city. We talked about work shortages and labor shortages. It's still going on. We shouldn't be in the golf course business, so we eliminated 12 jobs. The mayor, the administration will tell you we didn't eliminate 12 jobs because we didn't lay nobody off. There's 12 young people in here that could have filled them jobs if the city still owned the golf course, could have been making a wage, a pension, had health insurance. I think they thought they think they lost something. You know, this is really about job combinations. What do job combinations lead to? Look in OSHA, look anywhere. Job combinations lead to workers who don't get trained properly in a single job but are asked to do multiple jobs, and it leads to workplace injuries, illnesses, and sometimes deaths. So when we look at everything that's going on here, and then I look at the ice rink, and I see a lot of young people here, and I commend them for coming. You got an RFP out for the ice rink. Does that RFP include protection for the work being done currently today for the lawn mowing that the city workers do, the trash pickup that they do, the maintenance on the Zambotis and the ice edgers and everything else that's over there? I mean, did the guy, because whoever's running it now probably said, it costs me more money because I'm using the city workforce to do the repairs, the upkeep around the building, the snow plowing, and his bid may have been a bid that entertained retaining that relationship. The building trades work over there. The electricians, you know, they work over there. Is a new guy going to blow his horn and say, I can do it cheaper because I can bring in jobs that don't have any benefits and take jobs again away from the residents of the city? This is the only union with a residency rule in their collective bargaining agreement. You have to live in the city to work for the city. This unit still has it. So we're really talking about the taxpayers, the voters. You're taking their opportunities and you're kicking them to the curb like the trash. It needs to stop. And I don't care. I don't care. Maybe we need to claim eminent domain and take the city back. You know? Maybe it's time. But I believe, because I've worked with everybody up here on other issues, that we can do the right thing. It's just put on our big boy pants and get it done. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Frank Hanley, agenda items 1 and 5.
I plan not to be too long. My name is Frank Hanley, Niagara Falls. It's the verbiage in these resolutions. And it's always a renegotiation. It's always an unforeseen situation. My question would be, who's vetting these agreements? Who's doing their due diligence to find out what it takes to make something happen? If you're not doing it now, how can we expect you to do it later? Because you got these projects, these Centennial Park, these ideas, but then here we are again spending more money to make unforeseen situations happen. No, somebody didn't go the distance. Somebody didn't figure out what it takes to make it happen. Somebody didn't do their job somewhere along the line. And if you haven't done it for several different organizations now, what makes us believe that you're going to do it for the future? Which leads to Centennial Park. You're not ready for that. We just did the dog shelter, $4.5 million. But wait a minute, I just seen the mayor at George's over the weekend probably send that check for $30,000 for a washing machine. We are not doing our job to find out what it takes to make things happen. All I'm suggesting is that you find somebody that's going to be able to go the distance. The young man that just spoke before me, I know you're older than me, he had to do contracts. That means vetting. That means conversations. What does it take to make this happen? Bring that the first time. But in this agenda, you have several resolutions stating the same thing. Oh, unforeseen. We got to renegotiate. We got to do a new charge. Enough is enough. Make your decision sure and solid and stop making piss poor agreements and making piss poor connections, and we, the people, got to deal with the consequences of it. It's exhausting. It's frustrating. And you talk about the young people that's here now. What behavior are you creating to tell them, hey, just choose anybody, just say yes to anything? No. Vet the contract. Read the contract. Find out what it takes. What's needed? Does it benefit you? Is it the truth? Is it a lie? Let's get it together. Let's be an example and just get it together. No, vote. We're going to have to teach them the voting process. But truly, in my loud yell, I got about 42 seconds. I want to maximize my time. We have to show them that you just can't say yes to anybody because they're in power. Just because they hold some weight and have an idea doesn't mean that job or that task is in alignment for the betterment of the people. So I can encourage everybody to just check what's going on in this place, because whatever's happening is not okay, and this agenda is ridiculous for the second time in a row.
Next speaker is Vincent Cawley, agenda items number 1 and 6.
One through 6.
No, you can only do 2.
Sure. Let's go with agenda item number 16 and number 22.
16 and 22. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Real quick, so 1 through 6, we already had $160,000 of taxpayer dollars. Just want to make sure we say that real quick. That's an opportunity cost lost of taxpayer dollars, just wasted. Number, mentioned before about the hospitality, was there no one locally here that could do the job? Was there anyone locally? We always talk about building ourselves up. Was there anyone locally here? But agenda item number 16, I'm all down for trades. I want trades. I want the kids. I want you to be able to build things, learn how to do things. I honestly want you to learn how to be a plumber, how to be an electrician, how to be a mechanical, how to be an engineer, how to do all these trades. But what is going on with this building and the land and the this and the that? Again, we talked about the resources and assets of the city. What is going on? Just now we're going to sell it for $1. And how many projects do we have to sell for $1? And are we going to get anything for it? that's going to help the city. And no offense to Jay, no offense to anybody, no disrespect to anybody involved in these projects. The change orders, all the companies, no disrespect to them. It's the administration of resources and what we're doing with taxpayer dollars and assets. That's what's in question. Agenda number 19, no, I love John Stippian, don't even know him, but I love him. $14,500 for the access to what happened on that behalf. And no offense to him, I love you, brother. God bless you. I hope you're healed. But what are we doing as a city? And lastly, agenda item number 22, again, this is another fire, aim, ready. We're getting ready after we done shot to get ready, to get ready, to get ready. And look at this paragraph right here. Based on delays in the development project that will provide affected students with an alternative location to reside together in a commercial area of Main Street without violating the Student Housing Amendment. Exactly. What? Main Street, alternative student housing, residing together on Main Street. I love everybody in DeVoe. Love you. God be with you. No disrespect to you. I want to solve the problem too. But there's a right way to solve it and a wrong way to solve it. And as we can see what's going on with this, and Kevin Former, I love you too, brother. I know you. I love you, brother. No offense to you. But what are we doing? Fire, ready, and then aim, and then ready, and then ready, aim. Let's, like what's already been said, let's get it together. What is going on with this agenda item as well? Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tanya Barone, agenda item number 8.
Good evening. I'm here to speak on agenda number 8. The company that submitted the proposal for the ice rink, Legacy Hospitality and Entertainment Group, LLC. I did a state lookup on the LLC, and it was formed in 2022. Just not even 3 years ago. It was November of 22. From the way it looks like it was formed in Chicago. What do they know about our area? And I know that there's legalities with RFPs and rules that have to be followed, actually laws, not rules. But when someone reaches out, someone that's child has been at that rink for years skating, and then that follows with a whole slew of other people complaining about new management coming in, and I understand people will be upset with change. But are we doing our due diligence when an RFP competes with another proposal and the dollar amount far exceeds what's on paper to our eyes and it's beat out? We have a financial responsibility here, and we can't afford to look the other way when thousands of dollars are being funneled somewhere to give someone an opportunity for less money. Now, I know there's a lot of other details that might be in that proposal, but we need to see it. And I wrote to each one of you in an email so that it's recorded, a government email, to express my concerns and request a full investigation of these RFPs, and not just a little, cover sheet of a few minor details that were in that RFP, that bid. The full bid entirely needs to be opened up and compared with this one from the current vendor at Hyde Park Ice Rink. Because what I'm being told is their bid was double the amount. And if that's the case, it's over $100,000 difference. Our city is in need, and we can't afford to throw away that kind of money to suit this out-of-town, out-of-state entity from which someone handpicked 10 vendors to give them these RFPs personally outside of the public Gazette ad. Who picked those 10? Who picked those 10 that were handpicked to get that opportunity? Who picked those people? That's what I want to know. I want an investigation.
There are no other speakers.
That was the last speaker? Okay. All right. I'm going to ask this one time, please, and I hope I don't have to ask it again. If I have to ask for an adjournment, I'll do that, but I would have to ask for people to please be silent. We have recordings going on, and we have to accurately have... We have to have the minutes recorded for legal purposes, and I'm asking everyone to please keep it down, please, all right? I understand there's a lot of excitement, but, you know, we have to adhere to the rules that we need to have, so please. All right, going on to the next one. Mr. Du Bois, please give us an update if you have anything.
Nothing this evening.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're at the point for community events. Does anybody here wish to, any community events? Okay, I'm just going to have a reminder, as every Friday night at Old Falls Street, they have live concerts. Thursday night, open air concerts at 15th Street and Pine Avenue. And at Gill Creek, we can't forget them Wednesday evenings. Mr. Zajac, appreciate it. Okay, so there's something there for everybody to enjoy, family members. So now we're at section 4. I will ask, are there any amendments to the agenda as we've received them, or may I ask for a roll call to accept what we have?
Mr. Chairman, I move to amend section 7 of the proposed agenda so that in item number 1 for council action, the current dollar amount referenced therein is struck and replaced by $79,104.13.
Section 7, item 1.
Was there a second?
For the amount of $79,104.13 to be replaced.
That is correct.
Okay. May I have a second to that motion, please? Okay. Any questions or information requests? Opposition? Okay, Liz, please call the roll for the amended agenda.
Councilmember Archie? Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas. The motion is accepted to change the agenda as indicated. Okay. We're now at section 5. We have minutes from June 18th and July 2nd.
Mr. Chairperson,
No, it's
excuse me. We still need to have the council vote to adopt the agenda as just amended.
Okay,
So
we
on,
just did that. Adopt the agenda.
yep, they amended
I'm
it,
sorry.
and now the next step will
Procedural
be
error. I accept. I'm sorry. Procedural error. Okay. The motion to adopt the agenda has been approved. Now we're going to vote to approve the adopted agenda item.
Okay. So the vote will be to adopt the agenda as amended. Who's the motion? Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ready? Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas. Okay, the new agenda is now adopted. Okay, and we're moving on. Section number 5. Section 5, the minutes have previously been distributed for June 18th and July 2nd. Are there any amendments or corrections to be made? If not, then please let the minutes be approved as distributed. Okay. Okay. Section 4, I'm sorry, Section 6, offices from the city, anything from the city clerk's office. Liz, would you like to review what we have there?
So I have received and filed from the city clerk's office the report of licenses issued and collections made in the clerk's office during the month of June 2025. It has been received and filed. Also, a memo of the city assessor to the council regarding the 2025 general assessment roll has also been received and filed in the city clerk's office.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right, moving right along. Moving on to legislative items. Can I get a motion for legislative item number 1, please?
Yes, for item number 1, I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to execute a change order number 1 to the agreement with Walter S. Johnson Building Co., Inc. in the amount not to exceed $17,000, such expense being necessary to pay the cost of unexpected roofing repairs, which will be paid out of existing contingency funds, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
Okay, may I have a second? Okay, information requests? Any opposition? Okay, Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Myers?
Before I vote on this, I think there has to be a culture change when it comes down to how we do business and how we do these contracts. We have to stop having incompetent people. How we handle these contracts and how we, when we hire someone to do a job, there has to be a level of competency when it comes down to how much the city is going to pay for these jobs. We should not have to have 6 items in one agenda, in one meeting that has change orders and it's coming out of our pockets and it's always, we're always paying it. But, you know, I'm going to vote yes only because the job has to be done. But from this point forward, there has to be some level of vetting and there has to be some level, like, who's ever vetting, they have to be more competent and they have to make sure that they're, you know, if there's a roof that needs to be done, check it out first. I mean, what are we, like, blindly just closing our eyes and saying, oh, I think this is going to be worth this much, and we're just going to go ahead and give that contract, and then we come back here today and we're saying, oh, well, we need about $50,000 more dollars or $25,000 more dollars. It doesn't make sense. So let's make sure that from this point forward, that we need to be more assertive in how we get these contracts started. So yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Legislative item number 2. May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to execute a change order number 1 to the agreement with CIR Electrical Construction Corporation in an amount not to exceed $5,142.64, with such expense being necessary to pay the cost of temporary air conditioning for the comfort of patrons of the John Duke Senior Center, which will be paid out of existing contingency funds as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second?
Second.
Information request.
Here, so we approved funding for this last year. Like, did the work just start, that they now need a temporary, or did it get fixed and re-break? You understand what I'm saying?
So, the work, the funding was voted on at the end of last year
December.
because of the ARPA funding. And so the work has started this spring, late spring. And as the weather got warmer, with the air conditioning, the old air conditioning units having been removed and the wiring and new equipment being brought in, there were still seniors using the facility. And that was the reason for the temporary air conditioning. And I do want to just point out, with respect to the item 1 and this item 2, while it does sound like these are added expenses that are coming out of taxpayer pockets, that's actually not the case. Both of these items, if you read them, the memos say $0. So the reason for that, to explain it to everyone so the public understands that it's not extra money coming out of our pockets, is that there's a contingency with contracts that are let through ARPA, and the amounts of these change orders are within the contingency. So what I'm saying is the money for this change order and change order item number 1 is already there from ARPA funds to pay for the change orders.
The problem, to what Councilmember Miles said, is the continuous change. Like there's contingency, and it's like, oh, because we know it's there, let's use the contingency. And while that may not be the case, that's how it appears to other folk, right? And so we're left.
Well,
we're left to explain.
We just have to get the word out that this is not a situation. Item 2 is not a situation of multiple change orders. This one is labeled change order number 1. There have been no prior change orders on this particular contract prior to today. And if I can just backtrack, the same thing that I just said is true of item 1, which the council already approved. For that contractor, no prior change orders. So for item number 1, it was the first change order of that contract. So again, if there's a perception in the public that contractors are just ringing the bell or ringing the cash register over and over again, that perception does not fit these 2 items and these 2 contractors.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anything else? Okay, any objections? What was that, Brian? Okay, no objections? Okay, Liz?
Councilmember Archie? Councilmember Bax? Councilmember Miles?
And we need to change the culture. So what that means is, I don't care if it came from ARPA fund, CHIP fund, or wherever. At the end of the day, it's a culture of us not doing our due diligence to make sure that we know exactly how much something costs the first time instead of coming back. It's a culture, okay? Just so that can be on the record. So, and yes.
Councilmember Zajac? Yes. Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Legislative item number 3. May I have a motion for item number 3?
Yes, for item number 3, I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to execute change order number 1 to the agreement with Greater Niagara Mechanical, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $33,694, such expense being necessary to repair unforeseen defective piping and to provide temporary air conditioning for the comfort of patrons of the John Duke Senior Center, which will be paid out of existing contingency funds, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second? Information requests? Opposition? Liz?
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles? Yes. Councilmember Zajac, yes. Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Item number 4. May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to execute a change order number 1 to the agreement with D.B. Brown and Associates, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $4,560.89, such expense being necessary to add a new floor drain assembly for the corporation yard's new PEMB grounds building, which will be paid out of existing contingency funds, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second, please? Information requests? Opposition? Liz?
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 5. May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to execute a change order number 2, final, to the agreement with Urban Engineers of New York, DPC, in an amount not to exceed $25,900, such expense being necessary to correct plans for unforeseen site conditions relative to Military Road Cuga Drive improvements, with 95% of such costs being reimbursable via the New York State DOT supplemental agreement to follow as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
Second, please.
Second.
Information requests? Opposition? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 6. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, for item number 6. I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to execute a change order number 3, final, to the agreement with Regional Environmental Demolition, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $11,840, such expense being necessary to repair and replace vandalized concrete work, with 100% of such costs being reimbursable via New York State DOT CHIPS funds, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
And may I have a second, please?
Second.
Information requests? Opposition? Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 7. May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement with Duval Ford LLC for a new 2026 Ford Scissor Lift truck for the Department of Public Works, and authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with said vendor as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, information request?
No information. I just, I know the operator, and this has been on order for like 2 years. And they've been taping a truck together to actually try to service our traffic lights and whatnot. So I think it's about time that they've gotten around to receiving the order and getting him the equipment that he needs to do his job. I'm sorry, Mom. It's been on order for 2 years, and it is great that it is finally available for Mr. Bobby to be able to do his job for the traffic division. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No other information? Opposition? No opposition? Okay, Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Similarly to what, to what Councilmember Archie said, giving our city workers the tools they need that are well overdue is, something important that the council does. This is equally a good agenda item, yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried.
What's
May I
there?
have a motion, please?
Huh?
Can I have
I
a
got
motion,
it.
please?
I'm good, I got it. I move the council vote to approve contract award for RFP 2025-21 to Legacy Hospitality and Entertainment Group, LLC, for the provision of operation, management, maintenance, and programming services relative to the city's Hyde Park Ice Pavilion, and authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with that successful proposer as more fully outlined in his recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Chairperson, I make a motion we postpone this item.
Okay, I understand the motion on the floor is to postpone this item.
Second.
May I have a second?
Second.
Yep. Let them take it. Okay? Okay.
So I do have a question, because if we postpone, then we can't bring it back at the next meeting. Well,
No,
we
that's-
could, right?
yes.
I mean, we
Can't
just don't
take
want to postpone, we want to get,
Can't take it.
I think it's a good question. We should be specific about what we're postponing for what length of time. For example, postponing for more information or postpone to the next meeting. So a little bit more detail to the motion is probably a good idea. And if it's not tabling, but
okay, postponing,
We-
okay.
yeah, is the intent to postpone to the next meeting?
I'll interject, I interject here that we have had discussions on this, and some of the council members don't feel they've had enough time to research it, so
Right.
we're going to postpone it so
Yeah.
they can research it in more detail.
To the next meeting in
Yeah.
September. Is that
Right, so that was my question, do we need to put a time frame on it?
It's a good idea. And of course, you guys are going into recess during the month of August, and
Right,
the next meeting, the next regular meeting is, I think, September 3rd.
So,
My apologies, I don't remember doing that beforehand.
no,
I guess I make a motion to postpone for clarification on the proposal here and other information that the council received.
Okay, the motion on the floor is postpone item number 8. Brian seconded
I'm
that
seconding
motion.
without
Yeah,
a date.
Okay.
Because
So
we
the
don't-
vote now is to postpone
Did you
motion
hear me
number
though? Did you hear me? I'm saying without a date though. Like, yes,
Yes.
we
I got it.
recess is August and we're back in September.
Right.
But we are postponing until
I got it.
more information is received and we are comfortable with what we have received,
That's what I
which
just
might
said.
not be September 3rd.
I said postpone.
Okay.
for
Make sure.
To make it clear,
I wasn't
we
sure.
are postponing this, as I said, because some council members feel they didn't have enough information, and they want to get that information. Okay, so, with that, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
I'm definitely okay with postponing. I was hoping that this thing could be voted down for specifically.
there might be something that people don't understand. If there might be something people don't understand. If this is voted down, it doesn't mean that the second person gets it. It means it goes back out for RFP. So there is no, okay, so we're just casting votes. We're not doing speeches right now.
This is my point, and I have the time to do so, so I can. And the reason being, one, and this is my reason for voting along with that, is that it is a slap in the face to our locals, our local management, our local residents. And I want to say this on record, because a lot of times what happens is that, you know, we don't really put things out in perspective. We can't, as a body, cherry pick how we're going to govern, because at one point we'll do a contract solely based on the financials, and we'll say we got the lowest bidder, so we save X amount of dollars. Where here we want to create some type of standard. My thing is this: if we're going to do something, one, and I think the biggest problem that I have is, how is it that we choose to not help our locals who have been working with us for 14 plus years, and we're going to pull we're going to pull an entity that is based out of Chicago, Illinois,
Actually, it's Albany,
and a hospitality and entertainment, whatever they are. At the end of the day, you know, and right next to, because this goes right along with this, right next to where three of us up here, not me, but three members up here chose to put a dog shelter right next door. So we voted to put a dog shelter next door, and that doesn't scream hospitable nor entertaining to me. So, with that being the case, and then the other thing is who's been complaining about ice skating? Not a soul. No one has been complaining. So my thing is my thing is the only time I even hear anything about ice skating in this building is when the mayor is talking about Centennial Park. So with all that being said, it's tiring, and we need to do a better job with our locals. That's the reason why people leave here. We're not business friendly. We're not local. We don't treat our citizens fair. Up here, we don't treat our citizens fair. We're talking about all of these dollars that we're spending, but we still don't have a controller sitting there to tell us exactly where our money goes. We're out of order. And the problem that I have, especially with this, is with us being out of order, why aren't we questioning that? Why are we out here doing business without the proper channel sitting there? Whether it's the mayor, his administration, and we're not having a lawyer giving the mayor's administration, we don't have a city controller who is in control of where all of our money is spent. And then, so therefore, with that being said, I think my point was taken. We need to do and sit with this. Yes, we're gonna postpone it, but actually start like reach down inside for some integrity. And so when we come back, this shouldn't even come back. But when we come back from this break, at the end of the day, we start governing with the people in mind. We start governing with our city in mind first, with the betterment of our city, not the betterment of the mayor administration, not the betterment of any private interest groups. At the end of the day, let's make sure that when we're up here making these decisions on how we're going to spend their tax dollars, where government funding, federal funding is going to be allotted, when we come back and we make these decisions, at the end of the day, we need to start doing it with integrity and making sure that we're doing it from a pure place. So with that being said, I vote yes to postpone.
Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion to postpone is carried. Action item number 9. I have a motion, please, for item number 9.
I move the council vote to approve the sale of the abandonment of 88th Street Bridge abutment to Samantha Bassett Rutowski as in condition, and authorize the mayor to execute any deeds or other documents necessary to effectuate the transfer of the said property to that purchaser. All is more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
And the second, please.
Second.
Okay, information requests. Opposition. Please call the roll, Liz.
Councilmember Archie,
Yes.
Councilmember Bax,
Yes.
Councilmember Miles,
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 10, may I have a motion, please?
Yes. Number 10. I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to negotiate and enter into a new pilot agreement relative to the Jordan Garden Apartments as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second?
Second.
Information request. Opposition? Caleb?
Councilmember Archie,
Abstain.
Councilmember Bax,
Yes.
Councilmember Miles,
Those parcels and those buildings have not been touched in so long, and it's definitely in need of, revamping, and those people that live out in Jordan Gardens deserve better than what they've been receiving for the decades that they've been living there. So I vote yes as well.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
4 yeas, 1 abstention.
Motion's carried. We're going to take a minute because I see that some people want to leave, so let's stand at ease for a minute, please. We're on item number 11, correct?
There was none?
Okay.
There were tons of them. She didn't get an agenda. I can't do it. I don't have any more. We put them in the books. Like, I made sometimes 25. I'd like to, and we post it. I try to put a stack of them out for the public.
Okay, we'll come back to order now. Action item number 11. I would like to make the motion to approve, reorganize in the Department of Parks and Public Works as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16th, 2025. I know that this is a this is a very, hits an emotional chord with everybody. I've had Mr. Briggs and I have worked together for 35 years, and I think he understands that I am a organized labor supporter. And I'll also say this is not to eliminate a position, whether it looks it that way or not. It's to reduce the reduce one position, and I understand I made some promises to the union, and I have to abide by those promises, so I will do what I have to do here tonight. But I will not abstain from the vote because I'm not going to run away from my commitment. So with that being said, may I have a motion to approve item number 11? Or second?
Second.
The second. I got the motion.
Who's going to say?
I made the motion, approve, reorganize in the Department of Parks and Public Works as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025. May I have a second to that motion? Okay. I gave you a break, Tracy. I don't have to read all it. Okay.
Councilmember Archie, are you seconding?
Second. He
Thank you.
seconded.
Okay.
Okay. Information requests. Opposition.
Once again, this right here, what it looks as to be, and matter of fact, I see on this agenda item, I don't have the other one with me, but there was another position that was on that agenda that is magically have gotten erased. It was like a clerk position. And I'm kind of wondering, where did that go? Is this a revised version, or is this the same one?
I had meetings with the mayor, with some members of the USW local.
Speak up.
I had meetings with the mayor and with some USW members, and there was a revision in this original proposal. So what this does, it reduces forestry salary in one position, it will reduce it to $1, but we're keeping the position in the budget and moving a person over to forestry. That's all this is. There's no clerk or nothing, nothing else on this item. Did that answer your question?
We're reducing the forester position, so we're not moving someone to forestry.
We're not.
It says right here.
We are not. We're moving someone from forestry, but we're keeping the position in the budget.
Right. So when you put it down to $1, that pretty much saying you're getting rid of the position. It's elimination by way of, because no one is going to take a contract for a year for $1. So I just. I think that's where my head is at. It's like, we're eliminating a job. We can call it what we want, but if I put anyone's salary up here to $1, that's saying I really don't want you up here.
It's already $1.
It feels like it sometimes. But with that being the case, is this opposition or a question?
This is opposition.
Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely
think
from
it
what
was a
I
question
read,
there,
from what I read, and from what it looks like here, is that we're cutting a forestry position, cutting the position.
So like, if I'm thinking about last meeting, we approved some contract people for cutting more trees, but right? Mm-hmm. But then turn around and say we don't need a forester. it just doesn't, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. And just given the amount of work that's necessary to be done, this is one time, like, it seems like we're going around the corner to pay these people to do it and get rid of this job. And that doesn't speak well to the folks here, or the person that was in the position. Even if we are upgrading someone, that would get a couple more dollars and a little bit more benefits. I don't understand that.
Yeah, so the way I read this, and I will say I was a little confused, because I remember when this was up last time, I think the contention was concerns it was Civil Service Commission
It's not an issue.
issues, but that was resolved, and which brought it back.
Right.
So so now the position, nobody's being eliminated, like nobody's losing a job. Nobody's being eliminated. A job is they're being moved. They're being moved, right? So we have one person being moved into another position. Another person's going to receive an increase in pay, and the position remains. The third position remains in the budget.
But the petition, it remains in the budget. But we are paying contractors to cut the trees. So what difference does this make if we have contractors that are fulfilling the list currently? Is there clarity? I mean, if there's clarity and we're wrong, I mean, just like it, you know.
So are you saying we don't need another person on the trees?
You guys are in debate. And
Oh, sorry.
I guess we are. We're going from
the time for questions is over, and you're in debate. And so we've had Mr. Miles speak in opposition, Mr. Archer speak in opposition.
Gotcha.
I technically couldn't be answering any questions at this point.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think the portion was given for questions. Unless I missed it. I just want to point that out. No. I'm saying I don't think that the opportunity was given for questions.
We just went into
I think it
We
rolled.
started to go with questions,
rolled.
and now we're
I
going
was just
all
pointing-
over the place. So let's
Just pointing it out.
let's take a step back.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to understand this.
Who wants information? Okay, now we're in opposition.
No. Information, I guess, is a question, because I want to understand this, because, you know, we had some issues with this the last time it was up here. But today, it seems to be, what I'm hearing is it's a different issue. So I was a little thrown by that. So I just want to clarify, so this is my question. What I'm reading is one individual is going to receive an upgrade in their position. So if this doesn't go through, this person does not get that upgrade in their position. Okay, so I just want to be sure that I'm reading that point correctly.
Bring an upgrade to a position, he's taking on two positions.
So,
Thus eliminating the job.
excuse me. So that's the first point. The second is a person in forestry, or a person will be moved to another position, and that position that the person's being moved from remains in the budget at $1, which could still be filled. That's how I read this. Am I reading that correctly? All I'm asking is for verification.
Yeah, you'll remember, this goes back several meetings. The first time around, the motion was to completely eliminate the forester position. And I recall that Mr. Huther got up and spoke and said, there's a PERB decision that prohibits that, and you shouldn't be eliminating the position. So there was no PERB decision. However, when it came back for the second time, it was adjusted so that it wasn't an elimination of the forester position. It's $1 to keep that position open. What that does is and there are many positions on the budget that are being held open for $1. I mean, it's not unusual. But what it does is that if there's a decision to fill that position, you do not have to recreate it anew. It's there on the books, and then the issue is finding someone to fill it and deciding on what level they're going to enter in the contract steps. And so we'll know, if that happens, we'll know the dollar amount to fill in at that time. So, the,
with this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm
and then
confused.
the other point that was made 3 meetings ago is that the reason for moving the forester onto the crew is that he has the qualifications to be on the cut crew, and our crew is short a person. So the idea is that by moving the person from the forester position to his permanent position, which is climber 3, he's bouncing back to his current position, which is where he started from as a cutter, as a part of the cut crew. That will bring the staffing level of the cut crew to 100% where it needs to be.
So with the position at $1, just say January 1st, somebody applies, they qualify. Where does the money come back from for the?
I'm sorry?
Just say January 1st comes, right? Somebody applies, like them, hire them. The job is for $1. Where does the money come from?
Now, if the position is going to be advertised, I can assure you that it's not going to say, please become the forester for $1. Okay, that's not going to happen.
I fully understand that. My question was, where does the money come from? If we,
The general fund, the budget.
Because
I can't look into the future and answer that question, but the dollar amount isn't even known for some future hire. It's like a hypothetical.
My
I can't
experience
answer.
is how it's been.
I still don't agree.
The dollar item and reestablish.
I still don't agree. I still don't agree.
Okay.
Honestly, and this is in all due this is in respect to the young people that are in the room. So I'm going to kind of watch my vernacular. I said this before. I think the people are sick and tired of being urinated on and told that it's raining. So if I was in the union and I had a job that was paying me X amount of dollars a year, and then all of a sudden you say, oh, you still have that job, it's just going to be $1 a year. And then also we're going to hire people outside of our union to do the job that you'll be doing. If again, why do we keep slapping our locals in the I'm baffled. We slapping our locals in the face. That's what we're doing. I don't know any other kind of way to paint it. Nobody's stupid up in here. I think that's the problem I have. That's the problem. We can sit here and ask him anytime 1,000 other questions and try to paint it any kind of way and try to say, well, what if, a frog jumped over and we picked it up and this happened and so on and so forth? Can we still? And then he say yes, and then it's like, okay. No, the problem is this. We are still cutting a job for services that we need. For services that we need. And I totally agree with Councilman Archie, because we are paying other people to do a job, but we're taking away from our own. Like, what part of that don't we get up here? I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know what kind of blinders some of us up here are wearing and trying to make it seem like we don't get it, or, no, at the end of it, it's plain and simple. We're cutting a job. For matter of fact, let me put it this way, because I don't like to use council, because council, we don't get paid that much anyway. But for some of us who have professions up here, who feed your family with whatever profession you have, if you were to go to work tomorrow and they said, you know what, instead of that $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 job a year, you have your salary tomorrow from here on out is going to be $1 a year. Are you going to take it, or are you okay with it? Is something that you're cool with? Is there something that are you going to be able to kind of like say, oh, I understand that. I understand. Oh, yeah, I'll take it. The job is still there. It's still there. It's still on the paper. But, yeah, it's $1. Like, no, we're cutting a position. Call it what it is. And then vote. Call it what it is. It's a position that's being cut, and then vote, because that's your legacy. That's your legacy, because when the long-term ramifications hit later on, you're going to be the one that I'm going to call out. You're going to be the one that I say, you voted on this, you voted for this, and you voted for this. So when these families feel this, when the families feel these repercussions and all of these consequences for the stuff that we do up here and we yes and rubber stamp up here, you're going to be the ones. It's not going to be City Council of 2025. I just want to let you know that. That's me putting it on record, because it's not fair. And then stop trying to paint this picture as if the people out here are dumb. We're not. We're not dumb. Sit with that. Sleep with it. It's a job cut. None of us are gonna work for $1. Nobody's gonna work for $1. No one out there, none of us up here. Especially when it's your livelihood. I'm not even playing instruments for $1. That's crazy. So yes, we're tired. We're tired. Saying all that to say is we're tired. Don't lie, or don't try to paint it to be something different. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. I meant everything that I just said.
Let me just, in opposition to your opposition, let me just say a few things. First of all, I believe you were the one that voted against DPW overtime earlier in the year when we were talking about getting streets done. They could only do so much on hourly rates for 8 hours a day. I'm talking now, okay? All right, there is no rebuttal here. There is no rebuttal. This is my rebuttal to what you had stated. Now, second of all, no, the record will show. Anybody can go on there and look at it. Anybody can stop it. Okay, you're out of order. You're out of order. Okay, now. Go ahead. Now, first of all, you were the one that voted against the overtime when we were talking about the pothole killer, bringing it in, overtime for roads, because you're saying, well, they should be able to get their job done in 8 hours. Well, they can't get the job done in 8 hours. They can't get some of the job done in 16 hours. And we only have a short... you could only get so much work done. And then we need to fill those positions. And as I said, I spoke with representative of the USW, and I assured them that this job is there. If we fill the jobs, there'll be money available. It's the budget. It's how we do it. It's how we work. Now, if we can fill the position and we can get it, and I'm pushing for Niagara Falls City to take part in a job. Officers, I'm going to ask you to remove this lady over here if she doesn't be quiet. Okay? Now, I will say this. I am pushing for the city to take part in a job fair, as I spoke with Mr. Briggs about. And I have backed the USW for 35 years. Well, it hasn't been the USW because it was OCAL and it was several different unions, PACE, for those of us who have a history with the unions, which I do. So I'm telling you that if this goes, the job stays. We're taking a person and we're putting them into another position and upgrading them. I understand the union's position today, but there was a negotiation that took place, and you don't go back and bargain badly. If I made a promise to someone, you could vote against it. That's fine. But I have to vote for it because I did what was asked, and I got an agreement from one side. So now it's up to you to decide. That's all. There's no rebuttal. So we discussed all that, Jim. We work. I understand. We've had that discussion. We know. I know. I know that. I know that. I know that. So, okay. So, with that, Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie.
No.
Councilmember Banks.
Yeah, so I will just say, I'm not sure what's happening in the union, because I thought, I'm hearing so many different things, different sides here. From the first time it was brought up to now, and things seem to have changed. I would really like to see the union and management get this together on this issue. For right now, I'm going to vote no.
Councilmember Miles?
Hold on.
Sorry, guys, excuse me.
I know, I was a
Thank
little.
you. Councilmember Miles?
So just to correct, because I like things corrected on record. When I voted against the pothole killer, is because, like I said back then, I'm sick of temporary fixes. I'm sick of spraying into the ground and my tires kicking it back out. And I said, so that was my personal. So the whole thing of I'm against unions having overtime and all of that other stuff, that's such a false narrative that was presented by this guy. So with that being the case, no.
Councilmember Zajac?
No.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
I have 1 yea, 4 nays.
Motion is carried. Motion defeated. One more time, the motion is defeated. Okay, action item number 12. May I have a motion, please?
Enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Niagara County Building Trades Council that will include terms negotiated with and agreed to by the building trades as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request. Opposition. This?
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Action item number 13, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve the acceptance of a 2025 Give Grant Award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and authorize the mayor to execute any documents necessary to implement the same, all is more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, who wants it? Do you have a second for that, Liz?
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, information request. Opposition? Liz, please call the roll.
Sorry, I couldn't hear someone's talk.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Action item number 14, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve the waiver of rental fees for the use of Gluck Park facilities for the Youth Community Fun Day event that the LaSalle Education Club, Inc. will be sponsoring in August as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request? Opposition? Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Action item number 15, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve the waiver of a bandstand rental fee for National Night Out event on August 5th, sponsored by the Garden and Highland Community Block Club at Gill Creek Park, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request? Opposition? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 16, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve the sale of 5627 Niagara Falls Boulevard to the Niagara County Building Trades as in condition, and authorize the mayor to negotiate the terms of the sale and execute any deeds or other documents necessary to effectuate the transfer of said property to that purchaser, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request? Opposition? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 17, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve and authorize the mayor to finalize and enter into an encroachment agreement with Niagara Club, LLC, to accommodate its exterior renovations to the Niagara Club building located at 24 Buffalo Ave, as more fully outlined in the mayor's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second?
Second.
Information request? Opposition? Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion's carried. Action item number 18, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve, grant, and authorize the city clerk to issue a secondhand dealer's license to Joshua Lopez, DBA, Toys from Low, as more fully outlined in the city clerk's recommendation memo dated July 14, 2025.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request? Opposition? Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Thank you for your continued investment, sir. Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
As y'all heard me talk about so much up here, I am about these babies and the fact that, and for those of us who haven't been there, you should take a moment just to go. This at the bottom of 56th Street going towards the LaSalle space. It's amazing. It's a safe space for our babies and a safe space for our adults as well. So with that being said, man, thank you. Thank you for bringing your gift here to the city of Niagara Falls. We needed that. You're relevant. Thank you. Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Mr. Lopez, thank you for coming to the last meeting and sharing information about your location. I echo my council members' praise of your investment in our city. Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry.
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion carries. Action item 19, may I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve a proposed settlement of $14,500 to fully resolve the bodily injury case commenced by John Stampian against the city, as more fully outlined in the Acting Corporation Council's recommendation memo dated July 16, 2025.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request?
I have a question in regards to, because I noticed it said it has to do with incomplete repaving project. I think one of my biggest questions is for a lot of people who lost axles and tires and have damage to their cars due to the incomplete repavement in the city called potholes or whatnot. Is there a way that they can bring, like maybe if not the timestamp pictures or do they have to actually sue the city to get money back for the, horrible conditions, deplorable conditions of our roads?
So if you look at my memo, it doesn't say anything about incomplete paving. It talks about elevation difference, and this bicyclist riding an e-bike for the first time was driving off the street and onto the handicap ramp to get on the sidewalk. And incidentally, so everyone knows, if you're over 10 years of age and you're on a bicycle, you shouldn't be riding on sidewalks. And that partly explains the modest amount of this settlement. In terms of your more general question, every one of these claims is researched, and so there's no one-size-fits-all answer to your question. But if you know anyone who feels like their car was damaged because of a pothole, they need to file a notice of claim, and it'll be investigated just like all the others that come in. And whether it's a personal injury, sometimes people say, I fell because the sidewalk was lifted. We wait for the notice of claim to come in, and we investigate those, and we make a decision. So it's really case by case, Mr. Miles.
It would come to you, right, Tom? Court, it would come to council, right?
Yes, all the notice of claims go across my desk. They come across my desk.
Opposition? Yes, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
And I quote, he blames the accident on an elevation difference between the road surface and the access ramp, which he attributes to an incomplete repaving project and the lack of warning signs. So I didn't say you said it. I said it was said. So therefore, I'm not asking you any questions. I'm actually getting ready to vote.
And you read it correctly.
Right, absolutely. So what happens is we're paying him for his allegation, right?
No.
Again, I'm not asking you any questions. I'm
That's
actually getting ready to vote.
Right,
So
then
therefore,
don't ask me questions.
no, I'm not asking questions. I'm not asking questions. So yeah, with that being said, that's literally what's on the sheet of paper. So that's what I'm referring to. So I'm not making anything up. With that being said, of course it happened. So yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Item number 20. May I have a resolution, please? May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve resolution relative to issuing a final environmental impact statement for the Northeast Data LLC Data Center at 5380 Frontier Avenue.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request. Opposition? Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Action item number 21. May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve resolution relative to the city's application for state funding of a brownfield opportunity area plan update, which is a precondition to securing the state's official designation of a brownfield opportunity area in relation to the Niagara Waterfront Opportunity Area.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Information request?
This evening, I think we added as a sponsor to this.
No problem.
Okay. Opposition? Okay, Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Archie?
Yes.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Action item number 22. May I have a motion, please?
I move the council vote to approve relative to scheduling a public hearing on September 3rd, 2025 concerning the proposed amendment of a local law entitled regulation of student housing in R1 and R2 zoning districts. That would amend the date of implementation by 1 year.
May I have a second?
Second.
Information request?
Do we know why this is dragging out so long? Like there was a, I don't know where Mr. Cawley is, but there was like a hurry up and we got it on the agenda. We had the conversation about student housing, went to DeVoe, had the meetings, all the things happened, and then we were asked for like this extension. And now there's another public hearing that has to happen. I'm just trying to understand what the delay is in getting things done.
The delay is related to the time it took for the Urban Renewal Agency, the Niagara Falls Urban Renewal Agency, to actually get title to those properties along Main Street, and which they now have. And you may have noticed that in the last couple of months, there have been some cleanup projects. You'll see dumpsters on Main Street, and they're on the west side of the road. And what they're doing is they're emptying out decades of debris and junk and garbage and what have you from those buildings. And the idea is that get those buildings ready for sale. And part of that is, part of the plan is to make a section of Main Street ready for a student housing development. So that's what that's the source of the delay. That it took time to get those properties from the banks that foreclosed, and it's still underway, but it's got a ways to go. In terms of the hearing, this process, if you remember back to last year, we went through this very same process last year, and to delay the implementation of the regulations by a year, right? So the current wording says that the implementation will take place June of 2026, next year, knowing that the housing project won't be complete by then. That's the reason for now coming back and repeating what we did last year. And as far as the hearing goes, I just want to remind everybody that what we're doing is we're amending the city's zoning ordinance, which is a local law. And every time we amend that local law, it always requires a hearing. So it's part of the due diligence process that's built into amending a local law. And we had a public hearing last year before the council actually voted on whether to delay implementation for a year.
The other part of this is attached to our URA meeting for next week, so this is attached to that.
I'm not familiar with what's on the agenda for the URA.
It's about the property.
Officers, while I'm sitting here, I'm watching Miss Jean Gallo. I don't know who she's recording back there, but I would like to just have her removed from here. Row right up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 row down, the blonde right there. Please remove her. Yes, it is. I don't want people harassing other people at these council meetings, and I've gotten several complaints. I've gotten several complaints on her. Take her out. Yes. Remove her. That's okay. Then put the lawsuit on it, because she's out of here I would like to just remove her from the council. Remove her from the chambers. You can record, but not for harassing people. Good. Remove her, please. Remove her from the council chambers, please. That's fine. Officers, please come here. Right. Let me make a, we're going to make a okay.
Yes, they can.
Okay, action item number 22. We got that one? Okay, so
We
next
need
we're
to
going
vote on
to
22.
opposition. We're on 22, right?
We need,
Action item 22. We had a motion. Dave seconded the motion.
excuse me.
I asked for-
Hold on one moment. Excuse me. Can y'all just go down a little bit just so I can hear, because we need to move forward and I can't hear what's being said. I'm sorry. Okay, so here's what needs to happen, because I need to be able to hear them vote. So I need for us to come down just a little bit. That's all. Thank you. Council Chairperson Perry, we are at the point, we're at number 22. We have a motion by Councilmember Bax, a second by Councilmember
David.
Zajac. Where are
Right.
we at now?
Information request.
Thank you.
Any information requests? Okay, opposition. Opposition? Okay, go ahead and vote.
Thank you. Councilmember Archie? Councilmember Bax? Councilmember Miles?
Because we're creating housing for their students. So at the end of the day, if that's what we're doing here at the City of Niagara Falls, I would like for them to show up to this public hearing and say what their vested interest and where they put their money where their mouth is, and maybe they can match us to some degree, because right now I've heard absolutely nothing in regard to how much Niagara University, which is a separate entity, it's not even the City of Niagara Falls nor Lewiston, it's its own city. If you look up Niagara University, it's Niagara University, New York. So with that being the case, if we're doing this, and there's no other schools around here, so it's not like we're doing it for SUNY Niagara or anywhere else, it's literally for that corner because of the complaints, and I understand that. But with that being the case, I would like to see how much money that they're gonna put on the table if we're gonna be doing this, you know, for them, because that is gonna help them out. So, but yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
5 yeas.
5 yeas, the motion is carried. Now we're moving on to the public speakers, and before we get to that point, we have a new council secretary, and he's been amazing. I just want to first of all say that John Spanbauer has joined the council, and he's doing an outstanding job making my life as a chairperson a lot easier. One of his strong attributes is he has the time to research and give us some background information on things we may not have time to respond to. And so what I want to do is just respond to a couple of the legitimate concerns from the last meeting we had. First, I'd like to talk to you about the bid for the washers and dryer. To talk about the commercial washer and dryer for the new dog shelter. There are laws in place that require the city to adhere to strict protocols when making purchases such as this. The parameters for these units needed to be industrial design for durability due to frequent daily loads, having capacity to accommodate large dog beds and more frequent cleaning, as well as regular cleaning. Rescue dogs often suffer from fleas, ticks, infections, and other issues requiring a high level of cleaning to safeguard all the animals. So domestic stacked washer and dryer combos, which some of the speakers suggested the city purchase, are not warranted for this heavy usage that's anticipated at the animal shelter. On another one, one speaker expressed the concern for the memorandum of agreement with the Niagara Falls High School relative to the maintenance of the turf field at Sel Magley Stadium. The speaker stated his concern about the adjustment in the contract. It should be noted that there was no contract, so there could be no adjustment. The MOA was voted on, was a new agreement it presented the perfect opportunity for shared services. In 2017, the restructuring board, the local government, completed a comprehensive review of the City of Niagara Falls fiscal operations, and one of the items that it said was the city should take part in anything we can do to stop the replication of services and equipment, which this proposition perfectly helped us with. One speaker suggested that one speaker had a question about $4.1 million that was allotted to the Hyde Park Animal Shelter. A speaker asked if the 4.1 included furnishings and equipment that might be needed for the animal shelter. The allocation for the council was approved, clearly stated in the documentation on December 18, 2024 in the meeting. The supporting documentation is still on the city website. It outlines what is covered by the $4.1 million. This covers construction, mechanical and electrical, and plumbing. If you build a house, you don't include that cost in the furnishings of the house, such as a washer and dryer. That's all extra. But also note that the washer and dryer was paid for in excess funds. A few of the public speakers had concerns about change orders for contracted services to cut and clear additional city-owned lots. Okay. As was noted during the meeting, the city DPW workers stated that the DPW employees right now are overwhelmed with work. The DPW is shorthanded. In addition, during the administrative report, the city's attorney made a plea for city council people and the citizens that were attending the meeting that we needed help, and they can make application on the city website, especially for the Zoom team, which plays an important role during summer months as far as cutting properties and overgrown weeds and stuff. So when you combine this issue I just cited, it's appropriate the council to support the mayor's change order in that situation. So with those items having been addressed, what I'd like to now is open the floor up for public speakers with the rules, 3 minutes, and please adhere to the rules on the back of your agenda item. So with that, Liz, please.
Our first speaker is Peter Jacobs. Peter Jacobs. Okay. Our next speaker is Sean Daly. Sean. Okay, Sean. Our next speaker, Christine Chase. Christine Chase. Okay. Our possible next speaker, Tamara Burns. Yay. We have a winner.
guys rescheduled the vote for the Hyde Park Ice Pavilion, but I just wanted to say my son has been playing hockey with the PCB organization for about 9 years. The Corrales have always been fully involved with the ice rink with actual care and love for the facility, the families, the children, and the game. They have always gone above and beyond to show their passion for the PCB organization. This is our second home, and we have met lifelong friends here. It's a safe place for our children. The Corrales have dedicated so much time and effort into making this organization what it is today while providing local jobs for individuals and bringing money to the city of Niagara Falls by hosting tournaments where families stay in hotels in the area and recommending local businesses to these families to visit or eat. Anytime you go to the Hyde Park Ice Pavilion, it's filled with laughing, smiling kids who have love for the game, who have built lifelong friendships with kids they would have never met if it wasn't for the Corrales doing what they have done with this organization. A mega corporation isn't going to put as much love, care, effort into this organization. They're not going to care about our local interests or care about the kids. This is a huge mistake. It's not about money, it's about the kids. That prayer you said in the beginning of this meeting. If you truly believe in that prayer, the Hyde Park Ice Rink will remain under the current management. If you truly believe that prayer. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Donta Miles.
Dante Miles, Niagara Falls, New York, addressing our council. I feel that we have done a disservice in many ways to our constituents. And the reason why I feel like I want to look at you guys and be able to speak, because it's tough to talk up there sometimes. So therefore, when it comes down to, like, even with our contract and things that we've done things backwards in many cases. So let me just give you a couple of examples. Extending a dog shelter services from a vendor who breached the contract more times than I can imagine, and then who shortly after this extension, she quit. We extended the Casella's waste removal contract for 5 years, and because they promised to be the caretakers of the totes and provide new totes and whatnot for us, and they removed probably around half or a little over half of the totes in the city of Niagara Falls and didn't replace half of the ones that they removed. How do I know? Because they took 2 of my totes, and I've been 2 weeks without a garbage tote. So, and I've been getting complaints from other people in that same manner. Over $1 million spent on eminent domain, these legal fees. And what do we have? We have an $8 million pole barn that's getting ready to go up in DPW. We have a $4.5 million animal shelter that come from our ARPA funds, and none of those funds have went back really into the community. In spaces where they should have been. There are portions of our community that are still neglected. And I feel like we sit up there, we smile, and we vote. But we don't take the betterment of our city. We don't take the quality of life of our people. We don't take that, as serious. And like, again, sometimes it's plain and simple. Some of the things that we vote on, it doesn't make sense. And there's been multiple times where we asked for information and we didn't get it, but we still voted it through anyway. When we come back in September, all that I ask, I've been asking this for a while, is that we reach deep down inside and we reach in and try to pull some of that integrity out. When it comes down to how we treat our people, because these decisions that we make today, the long-term ramifications will come, but they'll come when you guys and probably myself are no longer up there.
Our next speaker is Joshua Lopez.
Good evening, everybody. Josh Lopez, Niagara Falls. I just want to personally thank Mr. Archie, Ms. Bax, Mr. Perry, Mr. Miles, and Mr. Zajac. You guys don't know how hard I've worked for this. And what I've brought to the city, you guys are not going to regret your decision of giving me my license. I promise you that. That's all I really have to say is thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Johnny Fiora. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Is there a Johnny here? Okay. Our next speaker, Tim Huther. Tim?
Okay, first I want to say thank you for the vote, the support. Thank you to Mr. Briggs for coming in on behalf of the steelworkers, as well as all the steelworkers that are here. Those steelworkers are city taxpayers, city voters, and we do work, like I said, in the worst of the worst, and we still get the job done the best we can, given the resources we have. Now, I want to reiterate, make something very clear. Every time I've gotten up here the last 3 meetings, this one included, I have not supported one job elimination. I have always said every time that I thought this was a bad move, a bad decision to combine 2 full-time positions that are already overworked and well behind and put them onto one person. Thank you for understanding that 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, this is a job elimination, no matter how you spell it, no matter how you want to say it. Okay, 2 minus 1 is 1. Leave it in there for $1. Again, nobody is going to be filling that position, but guess what? That work still has to be done. Okay, that is the story of the city employees right now. We have to still get the work done. The workload is not decreasing. The city workforce is, through attrition, through however you want. Can't hire anybody, can't get anybody to come in because we're not paying a competitive wage in the market. Okay, we're behind on that. Yes, we are in contract negotiations. You approved one contract tonight, okay? You're approving over $100,000 in change orders. What that effectuates, what that actually is that's a raise to a contractor to do the work that the city can't do. The city workers haven't been able to do. That's why we've had to contract some of that work out, okay? And there's not a problem giving those contractors a raise so that we can get the work done. Why can't we get the city workers a raise so we can fill our ranks and get the employees we need to do the work? We need the manpower. Again, I would never support a job elimination, never, and I don't care whatever reason you want to put, well, first it was this, first it was that, then it was this. Listen, I have never supported a job elimination, never would. That would not be a very good union president, which I happen to be. So I want to make it crystal clear, I never supported a job elimination. I fought for these jobs. I would never allow that to happen willingly. I want to make sure that's clear on the record. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Bernadette Main. Bernadette? Okay. And our next speaker is Rusa Bettis. Rusa? Russ. Oh, it's spelled Rusa. But okay. The next speaker is Ella Moore. Ella?
Hi, my name is Ella Moore. I live in Niagara Falls. I just turned 65 years old last week. I always said I would never want to move out the city of Niagara Falls. I have always loved Niagara Falls. Right now, I am considering relocating. The reason why, because I am tired of this city looking worse than Mayberry. This is the worst looking city. How can this be the 7th wonder of the world? I wonder why. Because we have, not all politicians, but y'all have some poor politicians. Do you work for us or do we work for you? Do y'all ask us questions when y'all be making these decisions? Do y'all ever send any notifications out to the people to see if there's something that we want? Now the Centennial Park, whatever you call it, bicentennial, Centennial Park, it's a failure from the beginning. It's a failure. I don't want it. I don't like it. I worked in the tourist season. I worked for Gray Line for years and years and years. With what's going on in the world today, are y'all really looking the people that pays, that can make some money and make some difference in this city, that bring some revenue here, they don't want this person, your president blocking everybody, Africans, Jamaicans, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. These are the people that can support something. Our city is broke. You're closing down everything. We don't have nothing to look for. Our kids don't have nothing to look for. Y'all make poor decisions. I'm just telling you, that stop fixing flat and everything. If you do the job right one time, we wouldn't have to go through y'all spending the same money for the same thing twice, 3, and 4 times. My car is tore up from the floor up. It got a wheelchair, a hubcap, everything be missing. I done went to what's the man's name on Buffalo Avenue 3 times for the same thing. Get my muffler fixed for these worst potholes. Stop fixing flatting our city. This is a fix and flat city because y'all not doing the stuff right. Y'all just doing whatever. Y'all putting, I don't know, cardboard over the streets. But it's terrible. It's terrible. And I just tell you one thing. The kids, I've been going to High Park Pavilion since way long time ago. I support them saving the ice pavilion. We don't need Chicago, Mexico, whatever city. Keep everything, keep this money, keep the revenue into this city because we need this city and everything. And there ain't no jobs here. It ain't nothing to look for. They've been closed down the mall. Where is we getting money from? Why don't you take all the money that you want to take to Centennial Park, build up Main Street. Main Street. Make it look like Lewiston. I look at Center Street. I look at all this thing. What is they doing in Lewiston that we can adopt here to make our streets? Why can't we have a big, beautiful Main Street where the tourists can have something to come to, something we can have something to look forward to, that people could say, oh, yeah, I live in Niagara Falls, New York. People, where you live in? Niagara Falls. We want to have our head up, be proud citizens of this city. Look at Main Street. Mayberry, I'm looking for Andy, Ain't B, and all of them. Mayberry look better than Niagara Falls. Whatever Lewiston do, call their mayor, ask them what they doing, and we can bring the same thing to Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls looked better in 1968 than it do when y'all talking about.
Thank you, Ms.
Who I mean, it looked better.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Sarah Zielinski. Sarah? Is there a Sarah in the building? Okay. So, our next speaker, it looks to be Crystal. Is there a Crystal? Yes?
Hi, Crystal Penrose from Niagara Falls.
With our dog control officer, Don Booth, this afternoon, and he gave me a report on the temporary dog shelter on Grand Island, which has now been in operation for about 2 months. I'm happy to report that since Don Booth took over the 8 dogs that were remaining at the Pitchick shelter 2 months ago, up until today, there have been no dogs euthanized. Now, there's a lot of rumors flying around in social media, and I suppose in other forums, and the story goes that it's a kill center. That's not the truth. Don Booth has had wonderful success in finding houses for dogs, and I have to give a shout out to the SPCA because they have been very helpful to Mr. Booth in that effort, and also a shout out to the multiple rescues, pet rescues, who have also helped. I don't think Mr. Booth could have the success he's had in the last 2 months without their assistance, so they certainly deserve a lot of credit. But I'm also pleased and surprised that there has been no necessity to use that part of the contract with our shelter on Grand Island, the Pet Lodge, for additional space. So Mr. Booth has managed to move dogs through rescues at SPCA without going over the 10 kennels. Now, past performance is no guarantee of future success. I can't say what the next couple months will bring, but we're keeping our eye on it, and so far, so good. If there's additional information 30 days from now, I will share it, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
here. For hours, she said it just happened. Ma'am, how long have you had that dog? For an hour now. 1 hour. And should she stand where she's standing till Monday? I mean, there's a crisis. Let's just admit it. There's a crisis that's been going on for 2 years. And, you know, I don't want, she just hung up on me again. She's angry at me. I don't want someone coming here angry because, do you know what I'm saying? You're giving them misinformation and now she's mad at me. All I gave was a phone number to
Right, but you,
right, but that's not even an option. Well, I apologize. I will give this person a call back and let them know that I'll have to bring it to the SPCA. Well, you just said the SPCA will not take your dogs. It won't, but that's the only other option, right? No, it's not. You pay somebody. You pay somebody. We just had to listen to a. Wanted to come get him, but I don't know if you can do that. Are you in Niagara Falls? Yeah. Did you call the Niagara Falls police? Yep, and they told me to act like I didn't see it, because if I couldn't help them, to act like I didn't see it, because their animal control officer is off today.
Thank you,
I'm not
Krista.
happy. I also talked to her today.
Our next speaker is Janine Gallo.
So the dispatcher in Niagara Falls told you to pretend you didn't see a stray dog running around who is obviously, would you? In distress. Okay, so it's in distress from the heat. Yeah, I think so, but it also sounds like maybe, like he didn't have a chain on, but he's wheezing. Like, we tried to give him water, but he's like really.
I'm going to not go on with the dilemma of the dog in distress that I think died 3 days later because we're doing such a wonderful job. Okay, again, these little shout outs, you just heard the dispatcher say that the SPCA will not take any of their dogs. You also heard a shout out of what a great job Officer Booth is doing, but yet Paws in the Falls averages between 5 and 25 calls that I answer a week of distressed people of Niagara Falls, and their choice is to keep dogs in basements, let them go. You just heard. Pretend you didn't see the dog laying on the ground, gasping for breath. Are you friggin' kidding me? And you're going to sit there and be proud, our proud city dog shelter of Niagara Falls. It's been going on for over 2 years. 13 kennels wasn't enough. Obviously, 10 isn't. And when he's not there, I don't blame him, but I do. Because when he even is there, he pretends he's not because it's overwhelming. How do you, the shelters, just so everybody's aware, if the dog is taken to a rescue, they can euthanize that dog, and then it's no blood on Niagara Falls' hands. So all these wonderful rescues that are helping them, why don't you name them? Why don't you name the dogs? All of a sudden, on the Lost and Found, we all see cats. All of a sudden, there's 9 million cats. I lost my cat. That's a bunch of bull. You're just not putting the dogs because you're not picking them up. You're not picking them up. How do we have more dogs than Niagara Falls? Doesn't make sense. The numbers don't match. And again, the hockey arena. They're the lowest bid, but yet you took the highest for the hockey. But the dog shelter, you know what? 40,000, 37,000? No, we're going to take the one for 10, even though it doesn't fulfill. You're asking people for help every day instead of just doing the right thing. Just doing the right thing. And in the mayor's own words, when he has his own dog shelter, he controls it. Not the people, not the dogs, not anybody. They won't stand a chance in his soundproof building. Shame.
Down the alley. But my garbage outside, and also tell them to do better in their pickup. I got garbage juice all down the back alley. But 21st Street needs their garbage cans. Now, I'm a little frustrated now because somebody decided to add to an agenda a moment to rebuttal conversation. I think that was unwise, not smart, because you inserted somebody into a conversation who is not in the room. To that set individual, If you knew that it was a requirement for the dog shelter to have these set things, you should have did your due diligence beforehand for asking $4.5 million. If you know that there are regulations required when you made this petition to ask for this money, it should have been included. Part two, to your response. To DPW not having enough, that you got willing workers. Put in the work. You got people who are down to do whatever, but y'all want to change jobs for $1. You handle that. Now, that ain't what I came up here for. I got a minute and 30 seconds. We have been instructed as a people not to ask y'all for nothing, because y'all not going to give us anything. Y'all not, why you going to the white man in the system? At this point, shut up. Because I watch an agenda of people ask questions and get what they wanted. So I encourage the community as I address you to make those same petitions. Get what belongs to you. Do your due diligence, do your paperwork, do your steps that you can benefit from what's available. And if they say no or deny you, document it and let's get to suing. Because litigation might be required for our advancement. Because I'm tired of the dialogue. I got 50 seconds, had a few conversations. Oh, don't ask me for nothing, Frank. Why are you yelling? Why? Everybody else asking. Everybody else getting a little something, something. I'm going to get mine. And if I come proper, if I come correct, and I come together, there's no reason to say no. I got 30 seconds. And therefore, put your personal disgruntled feelings aside. There's no way that your feelings about a person should stop a movement because you don't like somebody. And I get it. I got my gripes with the mayor for sure, but he's in charge right now for a limited time only. But I understand that there's steps required and it has to be done. And I can't allow anybody's personal feelings stop what needs to happen. So when you decide to make a decision to make a move off your feelings, make a better choice and choose a better option. I'm just loud for entertainment purposes and that the pressure just hit your heart.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Tanya Barone. Tanya.
Hello again. Just want to let you know that I feel that people have a personal opinion about me because what I've come to the podium for over about a year and a half now speaking about maybe wasn't a subject that someone wanted to hear over and over again, and I understand, you know, it's like beating a dead horse kind of, so to speak. But most of the subjects here are like beating a dead horse because it falls on deaf ears. There's opinions formed about people, but I do want to come back to that dog situation. North Avenue, 29th block, 2900 block, a dog just was found dead in a garbage can after numerous calls that it was tied out in the heat. No one came. Actually, finally somebody came and the dog was given back to the owner and it died. It was a little Frenchy. Michigan Avenue, I'm working with people that they can't get any help. 2 dogs, small dogs, tied between their houses, barking constantly, no food or water. Now they're actually tied on a 3-foot lead because they were jumping the fence and I was afraid that they were going to get hung on the fence. The owner actually came out and put them on a 3-foot lead. They're in their own feces. No help. We're doing a great job though. Another dog rescued from an attic, emaciated, 104 temperature. The attic temperature was over 102 degrees. It was emaciated and near death. Calls since April, unanswered. 6 other dogs rescued by the SPCA, calls unanswered. 10 kennels work. 2 dogs in a basement, living in their own feces and urine, being fed by Better Together Pet Resource Center. I have the address. I've been working with them too. The owner of the dog was living in their basement on a mattress. I have pictures and video I sent to our dog control officer, contacted him Friday. No answer. He's been aware since day 1, over a month. Those dogs face euthanasia. There's nowhere for them to go. And the flies in the video say it all. 5 chickens running around on Fall Street today. I got that call because I'm a wildlife rehabilitation officer and they wanted me to come pick the chickens up. Over a month calling code enforcement, the police station, the SPCA, no help. I called the police station today. Still no one came. What are we doing? Bad decision making. Just because it was the cheapest contract doesn't mean that it suited our city's needs. And I'm not saying to put dogs in kennels is gonna be the save-all, be-all, but we aren't even picking the animals up. I saw 2 running on Pine across Hyde Park, and now one of them's on next door neighbor. Who knows where the other one is? I had another neighbor's dog in my garage the other day. Thank God I found the owner, but I had to call the police station multiple times this week.
Thank you, Tanya.
It's not good.
Our next speaker is Vincent Calling.
Good evening, Council. City Clerk here is looking fantastic, by the way. Looking fantastic. Just real quick, 2 things: business climate and culture, and I'm gonna deal with STRs as well specifically. So again, just imagine downtown. I want every hotel filled every day, 365, busting at the seams. On the shoulder season, fall, spring, winter, I want the hotels filled. I want the unions getting so much work, we just give them work. They got enough stuff to do. We got trade unions. We got kids being taught a trade, going right into projects in Niagara Falls. I want hotels filled, unions getting filled, so much work, trades getting, our trade students getting jobs right out the bat. We need to extend the season all year round. But this plan, as proposed, should not be on the backs of the taxpayers and residents. It should be on the developers who want to put a Centennial Park there. $200 million is just an irresponsible way on the taxpayers, on the backs of the taxpayers, to do this project. If someone wants it done, let them put the money up and not our money up. And I have asked NFR, why haven't they done anything for 30 years? I asked them that question. Just like I asked both sides, because I'm not on the NFR team, I'm not on the mayor's team. I'm on the team of the people. The people. Real quick, again, I'm gonna tell you a tale of 2 businesses. This first business wanted taxpayer dollars. I saw it on the council for the first time and was expected to vote on it for the first time just showing up on the agenda. They wanted taxpayer dollars. As a city councilman, I couldn't get into the building. They never came in, and they never showed accountability for it. They messed up the contract all the time, but yet they wanted taxpayer dollars. Now, there's a young man named Josh Lopez. I wasn't on the council. He said, Vincent, do you want to come check it out? Wasn't even open yet. Come check it out, man. Then he had a grand opening. Let everybody in. Thousands and thousands of people, 10,000 emails. And then afterwards, he said, come check it out again. I said, man, that's awesome. Tale of 2 businesses. One wanted taxpayer dollars. One wanted to give the taxpayers fun and entertainment. You tell me what business got through, just slid through without any scrutiny, and what man had to go, what he had to go through to get to the point where he's at. And last 30 seconds, STRs. On Pine Avenue a month or a few weeks ago, there were 2 women found trapped in a burning building. Was that an Airbnb? Did Niagara Falls dodge a bullet? If that was an illegally ran, illegally operated, illegally constituted Airbnb, could the city of Niagara Falls been sued? Sure can. It happened in Toronto. Did we dodge a bullet? How many people have paid on Granicus? How many people have paid their permits who are actually operating legally? Thank you.
Thank you. And our last speaker for the evening is Anita. I can't pronounce it. Anita, pronounce your last name when you get to the podium. Thank you.
Anita Hartunian.
Hartunian.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members. I would like to speak about a hazardous, unsafe corner of DeVoe. Mr. Archie, we've talked about that. It's Bell and College Avenue. Something really needs to be done about that corner and the speed limit. So, about 2 days ago, one of our elders from the community and the neighborhood bushwhacked the jungle that had been growing there. It was like 8 feet high. You can't, coming from College Avenue and Bell Street, it's very unsafe. So the city has to do a better job of creating a safer driving environment for everybody, not just the motorcyclists, not just the bicyclists, but like us in cars too. It's ridiculous that that corner house, their grass is so high, the gate is right there. I can't really describe it, but if you take a ride down College and turn right on Bell, it's right there. It's ridiculous. One of our elders from the neighborhood and the community took 2 days to try to make it a safer corner for everybody, and we really appreciate that. And it's in DeVoe if you don't know where College and Bell Street is. So that intersection is very dangerous. Also, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour. Even though it's 15 miles an hour, people speed coming from College and Highland, the snake, I call it the little snake. There's accidents. I've been in an accident coming from Bell, turning onto College Avenue. Somebody was speeding on College. It was deemed my fault because I couldn't prove that they were speeding. Now, if they were going 15 miles an hour and the grass was cut, that accident would not have happened. That's a big concern of mine. Also, on a lighter note, Inch Besses, which means how are you in Armenian. St. Sarkis is having our Armenian Picnic Festival on August 24th, and it's at 309th Avenue. It's from 12 to 1700, or 12 to 5 p.m. for civilian time. If you like dolma, choreg, lamb shish kebabs, come early, get you a plate to go. It's always good. They do it right there on the grill at the church, so everybody's welcome. And that is all I have for tonight. That's the lighter note. Isn't that fantastic?
Thank you.
So anyway, our summer recess. Have a good recess.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you.
That is our last speaker for the evening.
The meeting is adjourned.